Good morning. It's coffee chit chat time. Okay, I was getting ready to take Roxy for a walk, and then I realized, well, I didn't realize. She realized she wasn't ready. So she burrowed herself right back in, and went back to sleep. So then I just figured, you know what, let's take this time and share a quick God story slash missed opportunity assignment. So anyways, back, I don't know, it was about a week ago. You know what? I don't even know. You lose track of days. It's just all just one continuous day. So I have no sense of time any longer. It's like it could be a couple days, it could be a month. It's all the same to me. But I know it was when I was coming back from Quartzsite, heading back home. I had stopped at Joshua Tree and, filling up my water and doing my dumping. And there was a guy there, and he was also, doing the same thing. And I always felt like I was going to run into one of my assignments at Joshua Tree, like on the trail. So one of my assignments, his name is Rob, and he had suffered a loss in a relationship. And so when this guy was there, I asked him, I'm like, hey, is your name Rob by any chance? And did you happen to lose a spouse or relationship? And he's just like, my name is Rick, and I lost my wife a few years ago. She passed away. And I go, no, I know it's Rob, that I'm looking for. And he's like, but it starts with R. And I'm like, I know, but God's like, God's in the details. I know they say the devil's in the details, but God is, he's a God of like order and God of, details and stuff like that. So I felt like, it wasn't him. But anyways, we just talked and stuff like that. We talked about, God stories and stuff. And he had told me that one time he had asked God for a sign, and he got that sign. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So anyways, I went back home, and then when I was getting my rig, checked out, I stayed close to the beach because the dealership is near the beach, and so I wanted to be close by. So anyways, my head just wasn't in it. It's just like I wasn't expecting to have one of my assignments over there. I always felt like it was going to be out here in the desert. And so I just, when you're not prepared. Anyways, I was parked at the beach, and I got out of my rig to walk Roxy. They have like a bike trail, and then there's the beach. So I walked her. I was taking her out on the little bike trail, and there's this guy parked there, and immediately he gets out, and he takes out his little dog, and he just kind of makes a beeline to me. And I kind of just ignored it, I just like, not paying attention. And but he made it obvious, and he comes right up to me, and he's like, hi, what's your name? And I told him, and we started just, talking, and he was pretty funny. And so he's being super, super friendly, but and Roxy and his dog got along great. His dog's name was Spicoli, which was pretty funny. And like, his dog wanted nothing to do with Roxy, which is like the best thing for Roxy, because she like warms up to dogs like that. Dogs that are all over her, like, she wants nothing to do with them. So she's kind of hard to get. She's kind of like me, just plays hard to get or is hard to get. Anyways, so he's asking me, like, where are you from? What do you do? And I don't know, I just felt comfortable with him, so I just told him. And so he's like, so what are we doing now? And I'm like, I'm walking my dog. I don't know what you're doing. And he's like, I'm walking my dog. And so I asked him, what he does for fun and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm a musician too. He has his own business. He has a plumbing business. and he's a musician too. And he asked me if I, play any instruments, and I said no. I tried, taking guitar lessons, but my hands hurt, and I think my hands are just too small. And he says, you have to use nylon thread. And I said, I think I'm going to take up the ukulele. That would be fun. And he's like, well, I have a couple of those. He goes, I have 26 guitars and a couple of ukuleles. He goes, you can have one. And I'm just like, I'm thinking, he's kidding, and I'm just like, you're so funny. And then it's getting, it's almost like the sun setting, so it's getting cold. And he's just like, it's cold out. He goes, you want to come sit in my car? And I kind of looked at him like, okay, you gotta be kidding. And he's like, I've got, heated seats. And I'm like, no. And he goes, is that your rig? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, can I come visit? And I go, no. And he's just like, can I take you out to dinner? And I'm like, I don't even know you. And he's like, I'll take you out to Mexican food. And I'm like, oh, now he's got my weak point. But I'm like, no. And he's like, do you live in that? And I said, I travel a lot, and yeah, I live in it. And it was weird because I just like felt comfortable with this guy. So he's like, I'd really like to get to know you more. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. And so anyways, I got in my, my rig, and I drove away. And so the next day I was thinking about him, and I thought, holy, I'm like, that was my assignment. No wonder he was being so friendly. I realized his name was, he told me Robbie, but his name is Rob. And I met him on the path, and he fit the description. He was kind of on a thin build, tall, nice looking guy, like late, I would say probably early 50s. And like, he just, everything fit. And I'm like, that was the favor of God. That's why he was so like, he made a beeline to me, because that's what happens. Like, when there's an assignment or something's going on, God will like orchestrate a lot of it, where you just feel like, okay, I'm getting extra favor here, or something's going on. So it's God working, and so I was just like, oh, I missed it. I was so like bummed. And I'm just like, oh, and that was like a Sunday night. So I figured, he's not going to be there again. That was probably, just a weekend thing where he was there. So I just thought, you know what? We got to be ready in season and out of season at all times. And we can't just in our mind think, okay, I've got it figured out. I know where I'm going to meet this person, just like the two girls that I'm thinking are out in the desert. They might not be out in the desert. They might be somewhere else, so I'm being flexible. I kind of have a plan of where I want to go. I do want to check out Lake Havasu. I want to be near water, so I want to check out Lake Havasu. But who knows? I might end up, I don't know where else there's water. Well, other than, I forget the name of the river. It's Colorado River. I don't know. Anyways, so I was just like, I've got to be ready. I've got to be focused. I've got to be, when these assignments happen, if you miss them, you miss them. And so yeah. So anyways, that's my story. Right now, my head is in my studies and stuff. So a lot of times when that happens, I just get very tunnel vision. I want to just do well and not have any regrets, like just put my head down and just focus. So anyways, that's where I'm at. And but I have to learn to have balance too, so what I need to do is probably just write down a schedule and then just decide, okay, I'm going to study for these 2 hours, take a couple hour breaks, study for 2 more hours, take a couple hour breaks, study 2 more hours, and then, just kind of hit it like that. But otherwise I'll get overwhelmed and I'll get all over the place. So anyways, that's it, guys. Oh my gosh, it's almost 10 minutes. Okay, have a blessed day, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.